Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we have a great topic about CSS preparation. Everyone knows that CSS is a very important examination in Pakistan, where most of the people apply for getting to the 17th grade. It is a commission exam where a person becomes a CSS officer, DC, district commissioner, etc. So the topic of us is being ready for Central Superior Services exam, being ready for the CSS exam. These are some of the tips that we will be going to discuss in today's topic of us, which make us ready for the final preparation phase. These are the important instructions which you can use at the end of your preparation, like for the revision period, what you have to do and what you not have to do. These are all those things. The tip is what you are ready for is ready for you. If you are ready for the CSS exam, it is ready for you. If you are ready for success, success is ready for you. If you are ready for failure, failure is ready for you. So whatever you are ready for, that thing is ready for you too. Introduction. In introduction, CSS exam, one of the most rigorous and sought after exam, the competition is really tough. We know that in Pakistan, the first number examination, which can also be called the toughest examination in Pakistan, is CSS examination. It demands hard work, persistence, continuity, as well as your smart work. So, what is needed for CSS exam will be discussed in this video. Final time before exams gets to the nerves of most aspirants, so here are some tips to be mindful of. When it is a final time, the students, the aspirants have prepared for all the year or whatever years it has taken them to prepare the CSS exam. At the end, when it is their time for the final revision, that gets to the nerves of them. So, how to tackle this pressure which gets on the CSS aspirants? These are 10 tips which will help you immensely to improve yourself to perform better, score higher in the CSS examination, one of the most prestigious examinations in Pakistan. Tip number 1 is get in the examination mindset. Most of the aspirants are in the preparation mindset, which makes them feel that still their preparation is going. However, when it is 3 or 2 months before the final examinations, the CSS examination, get off from your preparation mood and come into the examination mode, which makes you that you are in the examination mindset. It means that you have not to prepare other things, but now you are in the examination mindset and your exams are near, and you have completely to focus on your revision instead of learning something new. Yeah, you should also know that your preparation phase is your preparation phase. In it, you cannot revise or sometimes give some time to your revision. But when you are in the examination mindset, don't go back, don't read extra things, just focus on revision, focus completely on your examination, because now the mode or the mindset has changed. It's not the examination mindset, it is not the preparation mindset, now it is the examination mindset. Have self belief and confidence and come to examination mindset, as it is a hard thing to transition. Most of the aspirants are in the preparation mindset until their last examination, till the next day they are completely in the preparation mindset. Then what is the result of it? The result being that they only learn new things and they don't devote any time to their preparation or their practice. So what happens is a complete failure of them to perform better in the examination. Now it also is very hard to transition themselves from the preparation mindset to the examination mindset, as they are not able to do so because much of their syllabus is remaining. If they have not covered it well, their mind will distract them to go over and over back towards completing their syllabus. First complete the syllabus and then move towards your examination mindset, which will make you practice more and more rigorous practice and a lot of better things. Develop a positive exam mindset. Developing a mindset is very essential. Be positive, your syllabus is clear, your half work is done. Now keep a positive mindset and tell yourself that I can do whatever I have prepared for. As the saying goes, what you are ready for is ready for you. So if you have prepared the syllabus well, now move on towards your preparation and test again and again. Decide to succeed. Make a firm decision that I have to become successful. When you have this confidence and self belief in yourself, so you are halfway there. Someone says rightly regarding this that if you think you can, you can. If you think you cannot, you cannot. So if you think that you can do it, so you definitely can do it. Next, trust yourself. Remember, people tend to forget in panic mood. Trust yourself that I have prepared completely, I have practiced well, and now I have to just be in the examination mindset that I have to do it. Second thing is, always remember this thing that if you are in panic, you will forget. Whatever you have remembered, just trust yourself, feel completely calm, and don't be in panic. Because if you are panicked, whatever you remember, you will also forget those things. Our next tip is focus on high scoring topics. Research past papers to grasp high scoring topics, understand main ideas. Whatever are the high scoring topics, like there are 12 themes of essay. If you remember and have sufficient information about those 12 themes of CSS essay, you should focus on how to get better marks in any kind of essay that you are going to opt for. Apart from this, also know that which are the high scoring topics, high scoring subjects, high scoring answers that you can avail there and make the most of your answers. Next thing is revise and practice consistently. Because now the time for preparation has ended and now it is a time for revision and practice. So revise again and again. Whatever topics you have covered already, revise them over and over and over. Practice more and more and more, and revise regularly, making maps. Revise regularly whatever you have studied from your notes or from the lectures or whatever sources you have used for preparing yourself. Now revise them more and more. Use maps, flashcards also, and concise notes, small notes, like there's flashcards are some small sort of cards which you can hang or stick on the walls. And concise notes, make small notes, like it is on a small page and you are hanging it on the wall or sticking it on the wall. When you enter the room, you see that this Mughal emperor made this, or in this year this thing happened, etc. It's on your wall. You enter the room, you see it. You go out of the room, you see that thing. You open your copies and these things are in front of your eyes. So this is the final times revision process. Means you will come again and again to your room, you will look at the door, on door there are concise notes, you will remember them again and again, etc. And practice past papers. That is very crucial thing. Now we see that people most of the times practice a lot, they remember a lot of things, but the actual practice is what? That is a past papers. It means that past papers are your current exams. Previous year, whatever students gave those exams, now it is your time to give those exams, and you will assess yourself how much water your level is, what is your level. And in this way you will practice past papers and you will know and come about what are your deficiencies, and you will try to fill those loopholes. Next point is prioritize revision, because it is not the preparation phase, it is the examination phase. So prioritize revision. Don't learn new things. Whatever you have covered, that is covered already. Now prioritize revision more and more. Revise more and more. Give much time to your revision. Avoiding new topics, pay attention to quality revision of the covered concepts. Whatever topics you have covered already, whatever syllabus you have covered, now revise them. You have made your notes, revise your notebooks of the subject that you have, your highlights, your margin lines, whatever notes you have prepared, revise them more and more for getting better marks. Next one is practice answering from various angles. In our examinations, in the CSS examination, most of the students fail because they do not try to understand the hint of the question that is asked. what happens that there are some command words which we need to grasp very finely in order to understand what the questionnaire is asking from us. Let's see, for example, a question says illustrate Pakistan movement. In that your answer would be completely different from when a question paper asks you to examine the Pakistan movement. If you illustrate the Pakistan movement, you will completely tell its highlights and all the information that is there. While if the questionnaire asks you to examine it, it means that you will completely go into the depth and try to know about the facts and figures and try to tell that when anything happened, why did it happen. Next, comment. If it says you to comment on the Pakistan movement, so you would highlight the comments. You would not tell or illustrate it, like you would not tell that what happened there. You would try to comment that whatever things happened, what are my own perceptions about that. And then critically analyze means you will analyze it by yourself. Your own critical analysis would be on a particular question, that what the question asks you. For example, it says you to critically analyze the Pakistan movement. At that time, you would not give the illustration, you would not define what it says, but you will critically analyze it, that if those things happen in the Pakistan movement or whatever things happened, so what were the consequences of those all things. These are some of the command words. Some words, these can also be called the command words. Command words, which tell you something, that what happened, why did something happen, how it happened. Next thing is usually asked. These are usually asked in the question paper, which most of the CSS aspirants tend to not pay attention. They just think that I know about Pakistan movement, and when they start to write about Pakistan movement, they don't know whether they are illustrating it, examining it, commenting it, critically analyzing it, or doing all things together. Please sit down. Next, practice accordingly. Whatever the question is asking you, so practice according to it. It may look similar, but it may not be so. Whatever it is, it may look similar, but it is not actually so. So always know that whatever the command word is, it may be similar, but it is not exactly so. So know the command words exactly. Next one is practice looking long format writing. Now, what is long format writing? It asks us to practice the question papers of that time which are going to come, like now we are doing it. How does it happen? Mimic an exam like environment, improve weak areas. Make such an environment like it is a class, or in your room, sit on such a chair which makes you feel like you are in the exam hall. Mimic completely like that what things are happening and I am in a completely exam hall, and then you would try to answer your questions accordingly. Avoid all the distractions, like say your parents, family members to not interrupt you, and at that time you are in the exam hall. So question paper is in front of you and try answering them like you are in the exam hall. Improve weak areas. After knowing that how you manage your time, what happened while you were writing your answers, and after you have completely written your answers in your 3 hours, whatever was the allotted time, after that know your weak areas, that how well did you perform, what are your deficiencies, lackings, loopholes, and try to fill them. In this way you will try to examine yourself as an examiner, that how I performed, what was the situation when I was thinking when I was in the preparation phase, and what is my situation when I am in the examination hall. So both things will be different for you. You will be improving your weak areas too. Next one, set specific goals. Before study sessions, define clear achievable goals. Spend more time on difficult topics. Make yourself know that what you are going to do. Set specific goals. For example, you have to study for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, and during the examination or mock tests of yourself, make yourself know that I have to study these topics clearly. I have to revise these topics all at one session. Take some breaks also, but in one session of my study, how much have I to cover? Next thing is strictly manage time and schedules. Minimize distractions, maximize attention on studies. Strictly manage time and schedule. Every CSS aspirant or a student or any candidate should strictly manage a timetable. How much time you have to spend on your one subject per subject, how much time you have to get rest, how much time you have to spend on your health, etc. So manage your time perfectly well and know, tell yourself that how much time you have to spend on any particular activity. Furthermore, minimize distractions. Keep social media away from you, Facebook away from you, your friends away from you, and completely focus there. Also, keep the problems away from you, issues away from you, matters away from you, chores away from you, works of home away from you, and completely focus on your preparation. Maximize attention on studies. Try to pay more and more focus and attention towards your study. Nothing else should distract you during your examination phase. Next, take mock exams. That is a very, very important strategy to take mock exams. Like some institutions arrange mock exams for you, that all the students come, you sit in an exam like environment and you start to write the test. After that, some examiner checks your paper and gives rewards you marks. And through those marks in the mock exams, you understand what is your level of study and how well you have studied. These practice tests let you know the level of yourself. So they will tell you the result, the mock exams will tell you the result, how well you are performing and what are your weak areas, what will be the comments of the examiners who have checked your essay or any subject that you are opting for, like from all the 12 subjects of CSS examination. Next, ensure your well-being. Last one. It is physically and mentally demanding to prepare for CSS exam. Ensure your health is perfectly taken care of. Now at the end, we know that we are preparing extensively. It is the hard work physically as well as mentally. In order to perform better physically and mentally, we have to perform better by taking care of our health also. We have to prioritize our health, because if we are healthy, we can do all these things well. Wish you best of luck for your CSS exam.